Well, congratulations on a terrific film. Everyone here obviously loved it as much as I did. Sean, tell me where the idea came from in the first place.
Sure. My co-screenwriter, Chris Bergoch, brought this world to my attention. His mother had relocated to the Kissimmee, Orlando area, and when visiting his mother, he was driving along Route 192, and at red lights, he would see children playing in the parking lots, and he thought, oh, these are not tourists. They might be living there. He had questions. He asked his mother, and he said, yeah, there's actually... his mother said there's an issue right now of actually families living in budget motels, and there was a few news articles about this. He was sending me these news articles. I was intrigued and saddened, and I wanted to look more into it. We wrote out a treatment based on many of these articles and some interviews, but we couldn't get financing first. Right. We actually ended up making Tangerine that opened the doors, I think, to this happening. And we took trips there and found out that this was still very much of a timely issue in 2014. And we were very much interested in focusing on the same juxtaposition that these stories were, the fact that there were children growing up in these motels right outside the place we consider the happiest place on earth for children. I have also always wanted to make a story about children. I've been very influenced and inspired by, and I'm not sure how much you guys know about this, but the Little Rascals, is it something here? Because it's a big thing in the States, but, okay, not many people. There were these comic shorts produced by Hal Roach from the 1920s and 30s, set against the Great Depression. They were focused on, they were about the comedic adventures of young children. But even though most of the characters were living in poverty, they focus on the joy of being children and the pure comedy of children. And I thought this might be our opportunity to make sort of a present day, an updated version of the Little Rascals. So that's really how it began. You know.
That joy really comes across. I love that. You feel like you're transported back to your childhood. Congrats. So Willem, what attracted you to this?
Oh, just the whole project. It was a beautiful script, and it was a world that I didn't know, and also Sean told me how he was going to make it. We were going to shoot in the place that we're talking about, basically. I mean, there are people, the story that's being told here, that's the story of more or less of the people that are living at the motel that we shot at. So it was rooting the story that Sean and Chris Bergoch made with, the reality of these people. And that was interesting to me. And I just liked the whole project, so I was happy to jump in.
Your performance is terrific, as is Bria's, of course. And
so
talking of authenticity, I mean, you were enrolled by Instagram, right? Can you tell us about that?
So one day, I literally went on my Instagram and checked my direct messages, and Sean was there. And he messaged me and told me to check my email because he contacted me about a film opportunity. We got on the phone and he told me a little bit about the film. I had never acted before, but the project just felt really special to me, and the script was so beautiful. He flew me out to Orlando, where I met Brooklyn and Valeria. They were already cast. And me and Brooklyn just already had that connection from the first moment we met. I knew that I loved this little girl, and I knew that I could play her mom. And a month later, we were filming. So it happened super fast.
It's amazing. Yeah, congratulations, all of you.
Thank you.
So it's now time to talk to the girls. So Brooklyn, how was the experience of filming this for you?
Wait, hold on. Is this thing on?
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So my experience was normal, because I've been acting since I was 2. So I've been in the business for about 5 years, and so but this was like my really, really big movie, so I had a lot to learn and like a lot of rules to learn, and like how to stay on my mark and where I should run to, and like, but it was just fun. And the experience was awesome.
And you guys are great together. Tell me about your experience, Valeria.
My experience, well, I was shocked.
Really?
When I first auditioned, when I saw Brooklyn, I was like, I hope she's going to be my friend. Like, one day, just please, someone be my friend. Oh. But when I met Bria and Brooklyn, I loved them so much. I wanted them to be like, I wanted her to be my aunt, and I wanted her to be my cousin. Too much.
That is so adorable. You cast well there, Sean, may I say. Very well. Tell me how much improv was involved, because clearly there's a lot of that going on.
There are, so we had a full-length screenplay with dialogue there for most of it. There were scenes that were sometimes there were scenes, the way we wrote it would be, for example, the perfume selling scene. That was basically a paragraph saying our two actors will approach pedestrians and attempt to sell perfume, and we will be shooting it in a candy camera
And
type
these were
style.
real, they were real, weren't they?
Oh, yes.
Pedestrians?
Oh,
of
yeah, and they
course.
were mic'd.
Sean literally had a little earpiece in my ear, and he was like all the way at the other end of the parking lot, and he would just tell me like, go up to that random couple, and they didn't know what we were doing, and me and Brooklyn would just run up to them with a bag of perfume like, hey, and I mean, some of them actually tried to buy it, so that was nice.
Did you make some money?
We gave it all back. We told them it was a
Oh,
movie.
that's nice.
Yeah, no, but, and then regarding, I always encourage improv. I find it really exciting to, especially if you find actors who are so talented at comedic improvisation, have that skill. And everybody was, and my whole cast had that skill. So at times I would just say, let's loosen it up, put it into your own words. Sometimes it was, we did have to stay to the scripted words sometimes because of exposition and lines that we obviously liked and wanted to keep. But I'll give a real quick example of sort of a hybrid there. You know the scene where the ice cream hits the floor and the two kids are taunting Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, that was performed and word for word, the way it was in the script, until the very end when Willem threw out, thank you very much, and Brooklyn.
You're not welcome.
Exactly. That wasn't planned. So
That's one of my favorite lines.
yeah, exactly. They made the trailer with that. No, it's true. So that's a kind of an example of how it can be loose enough on set where little moments of improv can work their way in.
Perfect. Yeah. And Willem, how did you cope with all this improvising from children?
Good. I had a good job. I ran the motel. It was just, that really defined what I was doing. And I had a real job to do. I had to wrangle these kids. I loved them, but they were also a handful sometimes.
No
I
kidding.
didn't know what to make of Bria. I'm constantly asked to fix things that I don't know how to fix. I mean, it was like real life.
You were actually the hotel.
I wasn't acting. I was trying not to act. I was trying to just do my job.
And Bria, what were the highlights for you of your first film? I mean, there must be so many moments that you look back and think, pinch yourself.
Of course. I mean, honestly, getting to work with Sean, Willem, Brooklyn, Valeria, the whole cast, it was just such an incredible experience. And I feel like I still can't believe that Sean trusted me so much to bring Halley to life. I literally had never acted before, and for Sean to really just believe in me and everyone to believe in me and help me throughout this whole experience was really wonderful.
Oh, that's lovely. So what's everyone up to next? I want to ask the girls. More films coming up?
I definitely want to continue acting.
I think you should.
I have just maybe a couple auditions and just waiting for the answer. So yeah, that's pretty much. Sorry, but what was the question?
What are you up to next? Are you going to do some more movies?
Well, I really do want to keep on acting. Because it's really fun and it's really, you get to really be yourself. Sometimes you can be a little character that you can learn a lot from your character and learn a lot from films. And I really want to keep on acting and learning more things from these movies.
Brilliant. What an amazing cast. And so finally, Sean, what are you up to next?
To tell you the truth, we want to ride this film out. We want a social campaign, social outreach campaign behind it, and getting the message out that housing is a fundamental human right. And I think that getting the film out there, hopefully getting support, and getting people knowing that this is not just a Kissimmee, Orlando problem. This is not actually even a national problem. It's an international problem. I know that there are issues here of the hidden homeless. So, sorry, we're saying to wrap up, but no, really quick. What I would like to see happen, especially with the agencies that we worked with in the Kissimmee area, Hope192.com, that provides social services to the homeless in that area. We'd like to see them be supported enough to be able to develop an affordable housing complex on their property. So hopefully, if this film can help move toward that, us towards in that direction. Sorry, guys, it's been a long week of press for me. I can hardly talk. But that's what I would like to spend the next year on. So yes.
Well, absolutely, well done. Congratulations. Everyone, tell everyone about the Florida Project. It's an amazing film. Congratulations to all of you.
So much.
You're incredible. Well done.
Thank you so much.